What's up, guys? My name's Dante and thank you very much for watching this channel. I've been thinking for a long time exactly how I'm going to define this channel and what my first video is going to say, and I've realized that it's just probably much better to go with my motivation for the channel. My motivation will give context to what I will be talking about, but it's also going to give you guys a little insight as to why this is so important to me. So over the last 4 years of my life, happiness has become increasingly more interesting in the way that I've always been interested in being happy, but I've never took the time out to really look at what happy people were doing in their life that made them happy, if that makes sense. For me, it just felt like really successful people and really happy people were just lucky people. And that implies some sort of unfairness to the world. And at a certain point, I didn't want to think like that anymore. I had heard this term victimization, or you're just being a victim, and it started to make more and more sense to me that as long as I think like that, like happy people are just lucky and there's nothing I can do to change the way that I live, I was always going to be that way. So I became interested in that topic, and I became willing to listen to what other people had to say. So as I did that, and as people were willing to tell me what they experienced, because for me, what I learned really early on and what I was able to accept was that I should be listening to people who have what I want. The problem was I was surrounding myself with other people who were just, I wouldn't say I was upset all the time, but I wasn't really living an amazing life like I saw some people living. So I really had to open my mind up and step out of my comfort zone and ask people who had what I wanted, people who were truly happy, like, how do you do it? And I would get different responses, but as time went on and I kept doing this and I kept learning more and more, I saw this clear pattern. And so now for me, as I sit here, I feel like I have accumulated enough information, and I have done this before. I work with people regularly and give this information to them and watch it change their lives. And I want to be very clear that this isn't something that I've made up. This wasn't some formula that I just sat down and wrote out. It's something that was taught to me, and the people who taught me say the same things. It was taught to them, and it was taught to them. So for me, this isn't something that I believe is just made by one man one day. I believe it's been practiced over a very long period of time and been shown to work. And so as I was suggested to do a few things to make my life better, and as I saw those suggestions working for me, I decided to put more time and energy into studying the topic. The studying ranges from reading or watching lectures, mostly learning from other people, but really I've got the most out of teaching it to other people, teaching what I'm learning to other people. And so that's the motivation for this channel is I know I've found accumulated information that's really valuable to people. And the best thing I can do is give it to them, because I got to this point in my life, and this point I'm in it right now, where I don't have a bunch of money, I don't own my own house, I don't have all these great things, but I'm extremely happy, and I attribute it all to this. You can call it a way of life, but it's really just like certain principles that if anybody lives by, it will work for them. I've seen it work for anybody who's tried to actually implement the principles in their lives. So that's the motivation for this channel, is reaching out to people who were like me, who really wanted to just figure out a better way to live. And so that's the motivation for this channel. I hope you guys are as excited as I am, and if you're watching this video, this will be the first video on my channel, please comment any questions you have. You can just go ahead and put them down there, and I'll make sure to take time out of the next video and answer a few questions. Other than that, you can reach out to me on my Instagram personally, and we can have a dialect. The channel right now is going to be small just because I'm just starting it, so it makes it I have the time to talk with you one-on-one if you'd like. And in my experience, that's what's helped people the most, because it can be a more personal conversation. We can actually talk about whatever it is exactly you want to see out of your life. Like I said, I've had huge success in happiness, and I'll go into more detail, which is what I believe the only thing people want is happiness. So that's a good stopping point for today. I hope you guys understand my motivation. If things are still unclear as to exactly what I'll be talking about, that is okay. I kind of thought that that would probably happen, but please put your questions down and reach out to me. Thank you very much for watching the video and have a good day.